Cornell note-taking for math class. This is how you're going to take notes when you're watching those videos. Also, when we're in class taking notes when we do not have videos, you are going to use this technique. As you look at this, we're going to give you a learning target. You're going to see SWBAT, and that just means students will be able to. This will be given to you on the video. It may look at like the I can statements sometimes, but we will try to kind of get those videos up to date so that they say students will be able to, so it's the same terminology over and over again. But you want to put that I can statement right there, or the students will be able to statement there, and it's just that's your learning target. That's your goal. By the end of this video, you're going to want to know what you're doing. So, for example, if you're going to take video, if you were going to actually do Cornell notes on this video, your learning goal would be students will be able to take Cornell notes from videos. You also want to make sure that you're putting the date down. The next thing that we're going to do is draw some lines. So we're going to draw a line about 2 inches over from the margin and our 3-hole punches. And we're going to draw a line under our learning target and the date. Now, on this date, you probably need to put your name above the date as well. The page is divided by underlining the objective and date line, then drawing that vertical line 1 inch or 2 to the right of the left of the margin. So again, 2 inches here. I'll move over 2 inches. Make sure your learning target is underlined and the date. Probably put your name up there as well. Now that the paper is set up, you can start taking those notes. In this side, on the left side, you're going to write vocabulary, formulas, methods, diagrams. The left side is for main ideas, important terms, diagrams, names of rules, and theorems. Sometimes in your other classes you'll come back and this is where you would put those questions. You can also just take, we're going to get to this right side, the fatter side of our notes, and we'll talk about that. And you can take those notes first and then go back and enter this side afterwards. Again, in that big fat area, the right side of the page is for all the additional details that are needed to fully understand the objective or our learning target. So as you look at this, you're going to put definitions here, rules, the notes that you take, the examples that you see, supporting points that you want. If you want to write any information here on this side, that is up to you. But you do want to make sure that you get everything that you need from the videos on this paper or from your lecture in class so that you can go back and use these notes on quizzes, in your homework, and just for studying purposes. Then, after you've created your definitions and your notes, you've gone back and you've either created questions over here or written formulas on that left side. You're going to write a summary. After the notes and examples are finished, summarize the lesson and note any confusion or concerns that you may have. So here, you're going to want to use some of the words that you have used in the Cornell notes, and you want to write a summary. At this point, you may even want to write down some of those concerns or confusions, those questions that you still have, that when you come back into class, we can talk about. Now, we have some examples of notes that have been taken in math class. These are just taken from the internet. They're not necessarily the best, but it gives you an idea as to what you would see. Here they have the title and objective, and they just say Lesson 3.1, Lesson 3.2, Systems of Equations. This doesn't really tell us what we're expected to learn by the end of the video or by the end of the notes. So this is not maybe the best objective or student will be able to standard that you're going to want to write down, but we'll help you with those. They also don't have the hour or the title up here. They do have the question on the left side. They do have the line going down. And here is, what is a SOE? The systems of equations here. Well, a system is 2 or more equations that have the same variables. Solution, what is an intersection? They're telling you what that is. Here's some classifying. Again, here are the vocab words that we're talking about, notice that they're not in question form. We are going to start looking for that eventually. Here's another idea. Here we do have, this one starts off, the student will be able to classify types of angles. So this is a better example. Here's our date. They do have some of these things here a little bit. They don't have the questions that we're going to start getting to, but if you want to start here with the acute angle, and then the definition for that is over here. This you would be able to fold in half, talk about an angle measuring between 0 and 90 degrees, and by folding down this line, you could keep these answers away while you were studying. Notice the examples down here. They want you to classify the degrees into the type of angle that they have. This is another way to study. And this one does have a summary. Angles are classified by the degrees they measure. They use the word angles, which was used multiple times in our notes. Degrees was also used quite often. And measuring. So they use the words that were in our notes to write that summary. Also notice what happens past 180 degrees. That wasn't actually talked about here. And symbols for non-right. Are there non-right symbols that we don't know about? That was also not covered. So those are questions that this person still had. So little things. We haven't seen a perfect Cornell note system here yet. Hopefully we'll be developing those as we continue into the school year.